compassion, empathy are natural spaces. It's what takes us away from them is the self-focus. If I'm caught up in the story of me, there's less possibility of sensitivity to what's happening for you. Whereas if I'm simply being here, I'm here with you, what arises is a sense of connectedness. I mean, that old metaphor of the head and the heart. You could say that a life journey is less than half a metre. It's getting out of our heads and being present in the heart. Now, I don't mean this physical heart, yet the heart is a metaphor. Because when we're in the heart, there is a connection. You feel a connectedness. A natural compassion and empathy arises. A courage arises. And the great leaders inspire others. I was working in Montreal some years ago, and there was a great... this was in 2001 when the tech wreck happened. And the leader stood up. He's a great man, wonderful, big-hearted Dane. And he said to everyone that he's promised that no one would lose their jobs. Fabulous listening. Then he flew to Scandinavia, went to headquarters and found out the truth of the matter. Flew back, called another general meeting of all employees and said, look, hey, I fucked up. What I said last week wasn't true. And then went on to express the truth of what was going on. Now, he spoke the truth. He was present with his people. He was authentic. He apologised that he had inadvertently misled people, and then he promised to correct it. And he made it very clear. He said that he may not be able to tell them everything, but he'd tell them if he couldn't tell them everything. And in that organisation, he had about 1,100 employees, and there were about 2,500 in the total organisation. Every time he had a meeting, there were 2,500 people there, because they knew this was the one place you'd hear the truth. Now that organisation became the international benchmark for leadership and authority. So in the midst of this incredible turmoil, of this sacking people, getting rid of people, their morale went up. Amazing. And I think they still hold the benchmark for leadership and authority. Simply, in the midst of this angst, this fear, the anxiety, he simply told the truth and just stayed true to his word. Because it's in a crisis where we show up. It's easy to be a great leader when everything's easy, when it's just, sales are just happening. But it's when there's a crisis, when things are really screwed up, that's when leadership is needed, and so sadly often lacking. That old saying, it's not what happens, it's the way we respond, it's the key. That's why, back to this courage, heart. It's having that heartfelt response. Stepping up, being present, showing up when it matters. And the key is being real. It's not about being articulate or sophisticated, it's simply about being real, being who you are.
Truthful.
Being truthful. People have great bullshit detectors.